John Brown Construction Kids Mods class. Give them a big round of applause. Car number 25 of Wayne Grenier. Wayne, that was a mighty impressive showing out there in your feature. You kept it out of trouble. All four wheels pointed in the right way. Turn number 2 giving you a little bit of trouble, but I think you're getting the hang of it. Congratulations on your feature win. Walk me through that race for you.
A little slick in some corners, but gotta figure that out. Improving every week.
That's the main thing. Improving every week, getting the valuable seat time. You got any sponsors you'd like to thank? And speaking of your grandpa, he did give me this. $20 go to each of the drivers out there today. So congratulations on your feature win. I'm going to go back here and talk to your second place finisher, car number 5, DJ Barnes. Thank you for stepping in here and driving out there. This is yours, by the way. Congratulations on a solid number 2 finish. We're going to come this way just a little bit. Congratulations on your second place finish. Very pleased with that feature out there. Alright, thank you, buddy. You're going to be able to see him a little bit later as he's going to be competing in the Sport Compact feature as well. Give him a big round of applause. Car number 5 DJ of DJ Barnes. flag flies. Your leader is the 19, Bill the Blur Munson. Up to second, look at the 32, Lestertown. How about the 22, James Wagner, coming out of turn number 2. Wagner going to claim that number 2 spot from the 32 of Lestertown. But up front, it's the 19, Bill the Blur Munson. White flag comes out one more time around for your race leader. Car number 19, the Blur, Bill Munson, leading the way. Out of turn 2, car number 22, James Wagner, gets sideways. The 32 of Lestertown gets by him as the checkered flag comes out. Your feature winner, car number 19 of Bill the Blur Munson. Second place, almost up into the wall, car number 32 of Lestertown. And rounding out your field, car number 22 of James Wagner. I'm going to head down trackside for the on-track interview with your hobby stock feature winner, car number 19 of Bill the Blur Munson. Applause, car number 19, Bill Munson. Bill, come on over here. We got to talk about that. Congratulations on your feature win. So you had to make it a little more difficult on yourself. You get the lead, have trouble in 1 and 2, have to come all the way from the back to the front, but you did it. You're standing here in victory lane. Congratulations on your win. Walk me through that feature for you.
Well, just like you said, I have to do everything the hard way, and beautiful track again. A lot of fun. I'm glad I could get one this year.
Tell me about some of the sponsors that make this possible for you.
Oh, we got Tom Certain Trucking, Bowling Motorsports, Atchison Valley Hope, Urban Lawn Care, and I think that's about it.
All right, let's give him a big round of applause. He's your feature winner for the Hobby Stocks, car number 19 of Bill Munson. Stock car feature event. On the pole, it's the X9 Bad Brad Whitney. Outside, car number 83A of Aaron Boo Sauter. Inside 2, the 22A Alvy Christofferson. Outside of him, car number 98 of Brandon the Rocket Crockett. Inside 3, the 0 Tony Hardesty. Outside 5Z Chuck Zokowski. We're green flag racing coming off turn number 4. It's a great start by the X9 old Bad Brad Whitney out front. 83A Aaron Boo Sauter up to the high side. That's going to allow the 22A Alvy Christofferson, the 0 of Tony Hardesty, to get by. Christofferson low, Hardesty high, Zolkowski a little bit of contact coming out of turn 4. We stay green flag racing. It's the X9 Bad Brad Whitney with the lead. 22A Alvy Christofferson right there in that number 2 spot. But not far behind him, car number 0, Tony Hardesty. Up to 4th comes car number 5Z, Chuck Zolkowski. Up on the high side, car number 98, Brandon the Rocket Crockett. Losing a spot to the 83A of Aaron Boo Sauter. Going through turns number 3 and 4. Whitney still at the point, as the 98, Brandon the Rocket Crockett, in the only battle out there on the racing surface for that 5-6 spot between him and the 83A of Aaron Boo Sauter. Up front, it's all Whitney. Car number X9, Bad Brad Whitney with the lead. Battle on the track right now seems to be for that number 2 and 3 spot between the 22A of Alvy Christofferson and that 0 of Tony Hardesty. Hardesty drives it down to the inside. He's going to try to take up that number 2 spot away from the 22A of Alvy Christofferson. It's Whitney, Hardesty, Christofferson, Zolkowski, and Crockett rounding out your top 5. Everybody chasing that car number X9 of Bad Brad Whitney. Whitney at the point, side-by-side battle back behind them between that car number 0, Tony Hardesty, and the 22A of Alvy Christofferson. Christofferson going to drift it up on the high side out of turn number 2. That's all the opening that 0 of Tony Hardesty needed. Hardesty able to capitalize. He moves into that number 2 spot. Christofferson back to 3. Zolkowski trying to take a little bit of a shortcut. He maintains that 4 spot, but right behind him, car number 98, Brandon the Rocket Crockett, trying to come from the back to the front. He's on a rail up on that high side. Shotgun on the field, car number 83A of Aaron Boo Sauter. Everybody still chasing that car number X9 of Bad Brad Whitney. Sauter a little bit sideways coming out of 2. He gathers it up as around goes car number 5Z, Chuck Zolkowski, around in turns number 3 and 4. He puts it down into the infield as we yellow flag conditions out onto the racing surface. Yellow flag conditions out onto the racing surface as Zolkowski gonna bring it back out onto the racetrack. Your leader way through this feature where it's the X9 of Bad Brad Whitney leading the way. Green flag in the air. That's a good start by the top three. Whitney at the point. Hardesty inside. Christofferson up on that high side. Zolkowski and Sauter still side by side.
As going through turns number 3 and 4, it's Whitney low. Hardesty even lower. 22A Alvy Christofferson up on the high side, able to get around the 0 of Hardesty. Out of 2. Hardesty gets a good run down on that inside, but Christofferson maintaining ground up on the high side. It's Whitney, Christofferson, Hardesty at the line running 1, 2, 3. Fourth place finds that 5Z, Chuck Zolkowski. Then comes the 98 of Brandon the Rocket Crockett. Falling back a bit, car number 83A of Aaron Boo Sauter. But up front, we got a battle. It's the X9 of Whitney, the 0 of Hardesty, and the 22A of Alvy Christofferson. Still side by side with Hardesty right there on the inside. Going into turns number 3 and 4. Whitney going to try to pinch him down to the inside. It's Hardesty. It's Whitney coming out 4. Hardesty with the lead. He had it at the line. New leader that time by car number 0 of Tony Hardesty. The X9, Bad Brad Whitney storming back on the inside. He's got momentum on the inside. Contact between the two off of 4. Whitney back at the point. Hardesty back to 2. Going through turns number 1 and 2. Whitney now in the same spot Hardesty was. Hardesty staying on his inside as going through turns number 3 and 4. Whitney right there. Hardesty in the mix as well. Here comes Christofferson. White flag comes out one more time around. Hardesty going to drive it down deep to the inside. Whitney right in the middle of the track. Christofferson trying to find a way around. Whitney going to try to pinch him off right there on the inside. Drag race to the finish line. Give it to the X9 of Bad Brad Whitney. Second place goes to the 0, Tony Hardesty. Third place, 22A of Alvy Christofferson. Fourth place, the 98, Brandon the Rocket Crockett. And rounding out your top 5, car number 83A of Aaron Boo Sauter. I'm going to head down trackside to the on-track interviews. Already out of the car. Give him a big round of applause. What a great feature it was. Your feature winner, car number X9 of Bad Brad Whitney. Brad, you got to talk me through about the last 5 laps. You had your handful. Christofferson, Hardesty both there, but you held them off for the win. Walk me through that race.
It's just right on the bottom. When you get rooted up, you got to get back underneath and root your way back through to the front if you're going to get rooted up. So, ain't the way I like to win, but it happens sometimes.
You picked up the win. Tell me about some of the sponsors that make this possible for you.
Oh, Barnes Baker Motors in Trenton helps me out quite a bit, and then Miller's Heating and Cooling, which is I own my own personal business, spends all of its money on it. So, and my wife and my daughter spend quite a bit too, time and money.
All right, let's give him a big round of applause. He's your feature winner, Stock Cars. It's the X9, old Bad Brad himself, Brad Whitney. Scheduled to go. Don't see him out there. The 00 of Nick Whalen. So outside of him is going to be the 21X Jarrett Beach. Inside row 2, 81J Jeff Jackson. Outside of him is the 3D Mad Dog Matt Dorsum. Race fans, pick out your favorite driver, favorite number, give him a big hoop, holler, wave, and a send off. Make some noise. Be modifieds. Inside 3, it's car number 15, Corey the Intimidator Myers. Outside of him, the 1R Cade Richards. Inside 4, 34S, Sturgis Streeter. Outside 68R, Donnie Gilbo. Inside 5, 23C, Billy Carreno. On the outside, 77 of Knight Rider himself, Kip Bailey. Inside 6, the 2 machine of Chuck Warman. On the high side is the TE15, Danielle Lynch, with the 5.3 or 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong in the mix as well. Go ahead, give him a big send-off one more time. They are your B-Modified feature event. As the lights go out, the field is set. It's time to go green flag racing. Coming off turn number 4, green in the air. It's a pretty good start by the 3T, Nate Thompson. Thompson out front. 21 of Jarrett Beach right there in the mix as the 3D Mad Dog Matt Dorsum coming to the front as well. Here comes the 15 Corey the Intimidator Myers, but leading lap number 1 going to go to the 3T of Nate Thompson. Thompson at the point, Beach storming back. Here comes Dorsum riding the rim down on the inside. 15 of Myers and the 34S of Sturgis Streeter in the top 5 with the 23C Billy Carreno right there in hot pursuit. Here comes Bailey, 77X of Kit Bailey coming to the front as this time it's 3T Nate Thompson, 21X of Jarrett Beach, 3D Mad Dog Matt Dorsum, 15 of Myers, and the 23C of Billy Carreno all in the top 5. 34S Sturgis Streeter, 77 Kit Bailey, 7S Chris Rowdy DeShong, 1R Cade Richards as up front. It's still the 3T of Nate Thompson. As around goes the 77 of Bailey, 81 Jeff Jackson goes around as well, and the car number 2 of Chuck Warman involved as yellow flag conditions come out onto the racing surface. Dorsum up on his high side, 15 of Myers in the 23C of Billy Carreno. As green flag in the air, it's a great start by Beach, but up on the high side, the 3T, Nate Thompson, hung it up on the high side. He's going to get shuffled out, going down the back straightaway. 3 wide racing. It's Beach. It's Thompson. It's Dorsum. 3 wide off of 4. Thompson going to have the lead. Dorsum up into the wall as the 21X Jarrett Beach hangs it right down there. Sturgis Streeter making us 4 wide off of turn number 2. Thompson, Dorsum, Beach, DeShong, Streeter, Myers, Carreno, and throw the 1R of Cade Richards in the mix as well. It's 3 wide racing all the way around Atchison County Raceway. Dorsum on the inside. Thompson on the high side. High side going to prevail with momentum. It's the 3T, Nate Thompson with the lead. 3D, Matt Dorsum right there in second. 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong in the 5.3 coming to the front in a hurry. 34S, Sturgis Streeter down to the inside as well. 21X of Jarrett Beach getting shuffled back a little bit. He's up on the high side, wanting back on the inside. 15 of Myers going to take us 3 wide off of turn number 2. Side by side racing for the lead. It's Thompson, it's Dorsum, it's DeShong, Streeter, Beach, Myers, and Carreno rounding out your top 5. Dorsum going to slip off of 2. That opens up the door for the 3T of Nate Thompson. Thompson has the lead. Dorsum stuck in the middle. DeShong on the low line. Dorsum able to capitalize. He's up to that number 2 spot. Thompson up on the high side. DeShong going to hang it down low. Dorsum right there in that number 2 spot. He's going to hang right in the middle of the track. At the line, it's the 3T, Nate Thompson, followed by the 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong. The 3D, Matt Dorsum, kind of getting shuffled up to the up top. He gathers it up, gets a little bit of help from Myers as up into the wall one more time. Up front, it's still side-by-side battling with lap traffic going to come into play. 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong, and the 3T of Nate Thompson still side-by-side. At the line, too close for me to call. Lap traffic definitely gonna come into play. 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong on the inside. The 3T of Nate Thompson up on the high side. 2 lap cars right in front of him. Up to third place comes the 34S of Sturgis Streeter, followed by the 15 of Myers and the 21X of Jarrett Beach. DeShong gonna go down to the inside as, right in front of our second place driver, the 3T, Nate Thompson has to get into the binders. New leader at the line, car number 7S of Chris Rowdy DeShong. DeShong at the point. Thompson in second. Streeter running third. Myers fourth. And Beach now rounding out your top 5. Right behind him, you have the 23C of Billy Carreno, the 3D of Dorsum, and the 77 of Knight Rider himself, Kip Bailey. But up front, it's that 5.3 fuel-injected motor of the 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong. DeShong leading the way. Nate Thompson in the 3T right there in that number 2 spot. 3 finds the 34S of Sturgis Streeter. 4th is the 15 of Corey, the Intimidator Myers. Streeter getting by the lap traffic of the 81J of Jeff Jackson as, up in smoke, the 7S, Chris Rowdy DeShong, your leader just blew up, and you can tell the frustration of the driver. New leader, it's the 3T of Nate Thompson, but he's right there in second place. Car number 34S of Sturgis Streeter. Third place is the 15 Corey, the Intimidator Miters. Streeter going to dip down to the inside. Thompson has it going down the back straightaway. 3T Nate Thompson, your leader, up on the high side. 34S of Sturgis Streeter right there in second. The 15 of Corey, the Intimidator Myers, running third. 21X of Jarrett Beach is fourth. And rounding out your top 5 is now the 23C of Billy Carreno. Your leader off of 4, 3T Nate Thompson as Jarrett Beach, he gets it, saves it one more time, and he stays in front of the 23C of Billy Carreno. Gets down to the inside of the 81J of Jeff Jackson. Leader off of 4, 3T of Nate Thompson. Off the track goes car number 3D of Matt Dorsum. He's going to sit and watch the rest of it. Up front, it's the 3T, Nate Thompson, followed by the 34S of Sturgis Streeter, the 15 of Corey, the Intimidator Myers. Then comes the 21X of Jarrett Beach with the 23C, Billy Carreno in the mix. 77, Knight Rider himself, Kip Bailey, throwing his name in the mix. New second place contender on the backstretch. 15 of Corey, the Intimidator Myers, gets by the 34S of Sturgis Streeter. Streeter falling back one spot as lap traffic coming into play. 3T Nate Thompson's got to find a way around that TE15 of Danielle Lynch. Lynch gives him the ground he needs. leader by the flag stand into turns number 1 and 2. Second place, car number 15, Corey the Intimidator Myers, up on the high side. 34S, Sturgis Streeter, took it a little bit too low that time through turns number 1 and 2. Myers going to go to the inside of the lap traffic, TE15, Danielle Lynch. We stay green flag racing, leader off of 2. It's the 3T of Nate Thompson, followed by the 15 of Corey the Intimidator Myers. Then the 34S, Sturgis Streeter, 23C, Billy Carreno, the 77 of Kit Bailey, 21X of Jarrett Beach, and the 1R of Cade Richards. Oh, right in front of our second place, 15 of Myers gets into the back of the 2 of Chuck Warman. Warman's going to take it down to the infield. He's going to watch the rest. Myers up on the high side. He saves it. We stay green flag racing. Your leader going into turns number 3 and 4. It's the 3T of Nate Thompson. Second place out of 3 right now. It's the 15 of Corey, the Intimidator Myers, followed by the 34S of Sturgis Streeter. Then I believe it's the 23C Billy Carreno, 21X of Jarrett Beach. Everybody still chasing the 3T of Nate Thompson. White flag comes out one more time around for your race leader. It's the 3T, Nate Thompson, leading the way down the back straightaway, slinging in sideways one more time as he comes off of turn number 4, picking up the feature win. Car number 3T of Nate Thompson. Second place goes to car number 15, Corey, the Intimidator Myers. Then the 34S, Sturgis Streeter, 23C, Billy Carreno, and the 21X of Jarrett Beach, rounding out your top 5. I'm going to go down trackside for the on-track interview and talk with your winner. It's car number 3T of Nate Thompson. For the B Modifieds, it's car number 3T of Nate Thompson. What a race. Congratulations on your feature win. Let's call up here and talk about that race. We were talking before the races even started. I said, I'll be talking to you down here on the flag stand. You made me kind of a little bit of a man of my word. Congratulations on your feature win. That had to be fun, but you definitely had your hands full.
Yeah. It was a race. This lap traffic was making me very nervous.
Lap traffic always comes into play right here at Atchison County Raceway. Tell me about some of the sponsors that make this possible for you. Maybe a few people you'd like to thank.
I really don't even have no sponsors. Just these guys. They help me out weekly, and we decided to make a trip down here. We decided that last week. My truck broke down yesterday, so I had to borrow a truck to come. It broke down on the way here. So this, they said the bad luck had to be gone. Yeah. So.
Bad luck, definitely gone, and you kind of said you were good at these tight little tracks. Congratulations on your feature win. I'm going to let you celebrate here. Give him another big round of applause. Your feature winner, B Modifieds. It's car number 3T of Nate Thompson. It's a great start by the 55 of David Miller III, but here comes the 4B Brandon Box. Box going to throw it up on the high side. Willard going to drive it down to the inside. A little bit of contact off of 2. It's the half of Willard and the 55, David Miller III. Miller going to hang it up on the high side, lead lap number 1. David Miller, your leader, half of John Willard right there in the lead now. Oh, Miller up into the hard wall up on the high side. Car hooks and goes straight into the wall. Yellow flag conditions out there. You can see the driver moving around in his car. Heavy as the green flag flies. Willard playing a little bit of a waiting game as he stretched out a lead already. It's the half car of John Willard, the 4B Brandon Box, 46J James Wagner, 17 Grease Lightning James Lemke, and here comes Steak Sauce. The A1 Travis Baldwin trying to come from the back to the front. Baldwin right there in that number 5 spot as he rounds out your top 5. Willard, Box, Wagner, Lemke, and now Baldwin, followed by the 20C of Atchison and the 5 DJ of DJ Barnes. Willard kind of checking out a little bit. He's got about a half a straightaway lead over that second place contender, car number 4B of Brandon Box. Box was your winner 2 weeks ago right here at Atchison County Raceway. He's running in that number 2 spot, trying to run down a very fast car number half of John Willard. Willard, your 2016 King of the Cage, as well as 2016 track champion in the Sport Compacts right here, Atchison County Raceway. It's Willard, Box, and now the battle on the track shaping up for that number 3 and 4 and 5 spot between the 46J of James Wagner, the 17 of James Lemke, and the A1 of Travis Baldwin. Lemke going to go down to the inside of the 46J of James Wagner, as Wagner going to maintain that position out there. Lemke in 4, Wagner running 3. Box in 2, and your leader, the half car of John Willard. Willard at the point, Box right there in 2. 3 finds the 46J of Wagner, Lemke and Baldwin right there side by side, as well as the 20C of Colby Atchison and the 5DJ of DJ Barnes. Barnes on the inside, Atchison on the high side by side all the way around the track. Barnes going to keep it down on the inside, and he's going to take over that number 6 spot. Up front, though, it's contact going through turns number 1 and 2, and around goes car number A1 of Travis Baldwin. Baldwin gets up into the berm a little bit, starts bouncing, and around goes the A1 of Travis Baldwin. As we stay green flag racing with your leader, it's the half car of John Willard, the 4B of Brandon Box, 46J James Wagner, 17 Grease Lightning James Lemke, the 5DJ DJ Barnes, 20C of Colby Atchison, and Barnes goes extremely high coming out of turn number 4. That's going to open up the door for the 20C as they're going through turns number 1 and 2 side by side. Lap traffic going to come into play as our leaders are right behind the 2 drivers going side by side. Willard right there behind the 20C of Atchison. He's going to follow suit but dip down to the inside as the 2 cars drift out. Contact with the leader going down the back straightaway. Half car of John Willard able to get by the 2 lap cars. It's Willard followed by the 4B of Brandon Box, the 46J of James Wagner, the 17 of Grease Lightning James Lemke. Then comes the 5DJ DJ Barnes and the 20C of Colby Atchison. Everybody still chasing that half car of John Willard. Willard leading the way, kind of setting sail. He's got about a straightaway lead over your second place contender, car number 4B of Brandon Box. Box trying to reel him in as he's got 2 lap cars in front of him. It's still Willard as your feature winner. Second place, the 4B, Brandon Box. Third place, 46J, James Wagner. Then comes the 17, Grease Lightning, James Lemke. And rounding out your top 5, Mr. Consistency, car number 5, DJ of DJ Barnes. Feature winner, it's the half car of John Willard. New car, same results, you're fast. Congratulations on that feature win. Walk me through that feature for you. You kind of stretched it out there towards the end, but you had your hands full in the beginning. Walk me through the feature. Tell me about some of the sponsors make this possible.
Well, after totaling the dog last week, this has always been my backup car. I let Steven drive it. I had to make sure it's good enough because we may have to go to South Carolina next weekend for $6,000 to win.
Running like you do, I'd say that's definitely a possibility. You got any sponsors that you'd like to thank? Maybe people you'd like to thank?
Right here. She's the one that lets me have it.
There you go. All right, let's give him another big round of applause. The underdog running the Batman Mobile tonight. He's your feature winner. It's the half car, John Willard. Race fans, I'd like to personally thank each and every one of you for coming out here, spending your Saturday afternoon right here at Atchison County Raceway. And with that, that concludes our 2016 season. I hope you all had fun, and I'll see you next year.